Righty then, United are back in action tomorrow against Arsenal, 12:30 kickoff. And I was looking forward to this game till Arsenal put pay to Chelsea midweek. And now I'm a bit worried. Situation then, they're lying in fifth on goal difference after that victory over Chelsea midweek. They lost 3 of their last 4. Obviously, that victory against Chelsea sort of turns that around from a little bit. We beat them 3-2 in the reverse fixture, and it's the first time that we've beaten them in 5 meetings. I'm struggling to think how we're going to get over this. I'm going to give you my 11, and I do have a surprise in my 11 for you. Maybe not too much of a surprise, but there's a surprise in there. Let's talk a little bit about how Arsenal play. So under Arteta, when he's got all his players available, he likes to play a 4-2-3-1, and he does it quite structured and quite regimented, actually. Out of possession, and they've been quite effective at doing that, in all honesty. Arsenal's issue has pretty much been scoring goals. That's where they kind of lack. When going full throttle, it does often look like a 2-4-4, even though a 2-4-4 sounds like a really aggressive attacking shape. It still offers defensive structure because of how central a lot of the players are, and how they keep a lot of the numbers still in midfield without flooding tons and tons forward. The likes of Partey, Xhaka, Lokonga, they look to sort of shuffle across that middle third, retaining some degree of balance as others regain their position. It's fairly effective, and it's interesting to look at from a tactical interest point of view, how they do it and how he implements that. Like I said, I think the issue with Arsenal is creation of and scoring goals. That's the issue. When they have an overlapping midfielder or a fullback, they create overloads in the wider areas where they play small passing combinations before switching it over to the isolated flank. It's quite basic stuff. While whoever is playing the defensive midfield position is basically just there to stop when they lose the ball by sitting and allowing the fullbacks to be more adventurous going forward. They are likely to get inside the fullbacks and narrow in and around the box with nice little passes where they can hurt you with pullbacks or low crosses fired across into the centre of the pitch. And defensively, they alternate between sitting in a mid-block or pressing high, depending on how the match is going for them at the time. However, they set up high and aggressive on opponents' goal kicks, and generally they like going man-to-man to force a team to go long so they can take their chances recovering the second ball, which I like. I like that, to be honest. I don't like that as a United fan because we're terrible at that, but it's something that I like and it's something that I encourage, so I'm with them on that. Predicted 11, I think it'll be Ramsdale, Cedric, White, Gabriel and Tavares. Midfield of Xhaka, Lokonga, Rowe, Odegaard, and Saka and Lacazette. Starman is Saka. He is the one putting all the goals in for them this season, and he is probably their star performer. I think he's kicked on to a new level. I still don't think he's quite as good as Arsenal fans think he is, but he's hit a new level and he's got a really well-rounded game. I think he's a nice footballer. Like, he's got a lot of assets about him. He's quick, he's skillful, he's strong enough to roll you if you get tight, quick enough to spin in behind if you get caught square, and he's got a really good left foot once he gets within range. Real danger for us considering our left-back issues. How do we beat them? Well, I'm going to give you my 11, and I'll give you my 11 as I'm giving you the reasons for my 11. So the first thing you want to do is you want to draw them onto you. Arteta's made them a little bit harder to beat than Arsenal teams have been in the past. He's made them quite defensively rigid, which isn't something you associate with Wenger's Arsenal teams and subsequent managers' Arsenal teams, and being quite good on the break. They are pretty much a counter-attacking side. They have got the ability to nick onto a goal and then hold it. They struggle more this season when they've got to break teams down, manufacturing their own chances through positional play. They're poor at that, or they're not as good at that. Maybe poor's a bit unfair. They do attack in numbers and they do get impatient as a consequence of having so many young players in the team, and we can hit them on attacking transitions and counters. The game is about transitions for me, and Arsenal's game particularly can get done on the counters and on the transitions. Once you beat their press, you can get at a midfield that's got a lot of space, and you can often really start to hurt them. If you can run at the back four, you can really expose them. So you got to draw them onto you a little bit. How do we draw them onto us? Well, we got to be better playing out from the back. So I'm going with a back four that I think can play football. Dalot, Telles, Lindelof and Varane. I'm not going to dig out Harry Maguire too much in this video. I've done that a lot this week. I've done it on social media a lot this week. And I don't feel like I need to explain myself any further. There's a lot of people look at the stats alone of the fact that Harry Maguire progresses the ball quite well. I don't know how much of that is a consequence of United's left side lopsidedness or how much of it is a consequence of he's being the one that plays more often than not. But his passing's awful. His inability to take the ball under pressure is awful. I think there's a cowardliness to the way he conducts himself as a ball-playing centre-half. He doesn't take the ball under pressure, certainly nowhere near as much as Lindelof and Varane do. And I think progression's one stat. Time on the ball is another stat. He doesn't do anything quick. He doesn't do anything first time. He doesn't do anything to put you on the front foot. So I'd want to switch him out and I want to play Varane if fit. I'd love to see Bailly if fit because Ralph spoke about Bailly being in. So Bailly and Lindelof I would still prefer over Maguire just to mix it up. Like I just want to talk about something else next week if possible. There's 500 things to fix at United. Maguire's a big one. He might not even be the biggest one, but he's the one that I'm focusing on at the moment because unlike a lot of the other issues, no one's defending half the other issues. There's a lot of people defending Maguire, and I don't get it. So I'll go with the back four of Dalot, Lindelof, Varane, and Telles. Matic in the 6. McTominay, I think he's going to be fit. I could be wrong on that one, but I think he's going to be fit alongside Bruno. And then I'm bringing in Garnacho. I'm giving him a start. I'm saying, let's have it. Let's inject a little bit of freshness. Go get him, son. Ronaldo up front and Sancho on the right. Garnacho and Sancho can both switch as well, but I would like to start him where he's a bit more familiar off the left-hand side. And that's why we have to trust ourselves playing out because Arsenal like to push high. They like to initiate a press on opponents' goal kicks. You've seen all the clips of Harry Maguire waving off De Gea while he's got 25 yards of space around him, a complete no-fly zone around him. I don't want that. I want players that are going to take the ball, have the bravery to take the ball and move it into the higher thirds. We don't have the personnel to go direct. Not even in the team, but in the squad. We don't have anyone that we can go direct and long to. A game of second balls favours their midfield. So let's have a bit of confidence and let's play out from the back. Let's play into the thirds and beat their press. And then finally, force them wide, play narrower. Overload their midfield pivot. Give their fullbacks something to think about. Dalot and Telles with Sancho and Garnacho. Give them something to think about. Have Garnacho and Sancho running at them and open them up and put crosses into the box for Ronaldo because they're not that good in the centre of the box and Ronaldo's better than them. They're more dangerous when they attack narrow and central with their technical players. So you've got to be compact. You've got to defend the box first. And again, I don't know how much of the Liverpool game was just being weak centrally, but let's fix that. Let's drop Harry Maguire, show him that sort of performance doesn't get rewarded with a second start. It was a 0 out of 10 performance. Varane and Lindelof need to come back into the team for me, or Bailly. Any of those three would do me, in all honesty. Anyway, that's it from me. Make sure to check out today's sponsors pouch. The link for that is in the description. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.